What's up, y'all? You know what's dope? What's dope is even in all our missteps, all our mistakes, confusion, questions, all that past, God still, in all his goodness, want to use us and want us to prosper. It's funny because, I guess human nature, we look at all of, whether it's our mistakes or other people's, and we judge based off that, which I'm glad we're really not the judge. But we go based off that, and you wouldn't expect that person or whatever to succeed, or because you really wouldn't say they deserved it, or stuff like that. But God has shown countless times, whether it's our life, somebody else's that we know, or even biblical, in the Bible, where he used people. Everybody in the Bible, other than Jesus, made a mistake. They sinned. God said, it also say in there that nobody can say they've never sinned. Except Jesus. They all sinned and fell short of the glory of God. But God said, I'm strong in your weakness. So that you're gonna have weaknesses. That's fine. That's perfect for me, because now I can come show my strength and show how good I am. And so even you think about people like David or Solomon, who God calls his friend or a man after God's own heart, but he did all this evil stuff, killing people, taking dudes' wives, getting them killed so he can have their wife. But his heart was in a place where it's he was really sorry. He was really trying to please God, really okay, I recognize I made a mistake. Take this iniquity from me. Take this darkness out of me. Don't take your spirit away from me. And whatever you do, don't take your spirit away from me. And that heart is why God counted him as righteous. Because he still wanted to please God. At the end of the day, he made his mistakes, and he recognized that he was wrong in a lot of areas. But that's the thing, he recognized that and was trying to change his ways. He was just struggling with it. So, but I just think that's I spoke last week. I did a video and I talked about. I think I touched on I did a sermon at the church I go to, and I spoke on Youth Sunday and what I talked about was the goodness of God, a God who is always good. And it's the deepest thing he's taking me through right now, to where I can see in all of that, even in my own, I would judge myself as guilty in a lot of areas. Most people would look at it okay, I'll be honest, I was hard on myself on a lot of stuff that really wasn't, it's okay, it's fine. But because I was hard on myself, I was I looked at other people, kind of held them to that standard, to a degree. Or if not, I would still just find myself harder on me than other people. I would get in the past, but it was for me, that's not okay in certain times. But it was still had me kind of stuck in a place because of that. So I'm recognizing this goodness, and it's hey, I need you to know I'm here, and you're gonna have mistakes. You're gonna have questions. You may not know what to do at times. I'm not giving you confusion. I'm not the author of that. But I can help you when you're confused. Or I can help you not be confused. I can give you my spirit of wisdom, understanding, give you some clarity. So, but I'm man, wanting to keep that on my mind heavy. And I thought about it, so like, let me do another video and talk about this, because really, even in what's going on right now, in your life, whatever, in any kind of way, you're still made to be able to succeed, and he still wants to use you. Still got a plan for you. Some people fall off, some people go back, they think, okay, God done, or rather they think God don't want to use them no more, or they think he do, but they just don't feel like they deserve it, or they don't feel like they're ready. It's like, look, that's the perfect let God, he's still interested in you. Like, he still want to help you. He ain't going nowhere. Don't reject him, though. I mean, you know, that show, it's like he says, he's an ever-present help. But man, that's so smooth, where we can't earn his goodness. We can't earn his love. You can't do nothing to get. Going to church won't give you his goodness. Think about that. Going to church, reading the Bible, those are things we should do, and it's helpful. But it doesn't give you righteousness. Your faith in him gives you righteousness, which means you believe in what he said, and your actions are gonna follow with that anyway, because you believe what he said. So his goodness is still, even in our mistakes, and we just try. You take it one day at a time, and sometimes you get confused because you see people who you think live perfect lives, and you think you gotta live that same way. He didn't say that. You think, okay, I don't do that, I don't go to church as often, or I don't do this, so he ain't gonna use me as much. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really ready to make those kind of commitments right now. He knows that. That don't mean he can't use you though. Now, that doesn't mean he can't bless you. That doesn't mean he's not there. That doesn't mean he don't love you. And he can use you still, but you need to let him do that in his way. You think you have to do this, and this for him to use you. So what I mean by he'll still use you is, he'll help you in the mistakes and rid you of that. He can cleanse you, he can clean you, help you live a different lifestyle. It's a process, but he can still make stuff happen in your life. He can still make changes, but you gotta let him do that. You can't go do that by going to church, by reading scripture alone and think, okay, I'm gonna, this is gonna make me good. It'll help you, and you need to do it. But he is good. Even Jesus said, I'm not good. My Father in heaven is good, so let him be good in you. Just saying, man, it take a whole lot of pressure off when you think of it like that. Let him be good in you. So now everywhere you go, you can live free. You can live free, like, okay, sometimes I might miss it, that's cool, he'll help me, I pick myself back up. Like I would tell some people, like, it's like teaching a kid how to ride a bike, a father teaches a son how to ride a bike. He may fall off the bike, that's part of the process. What does the father do? Help him get back up. Help him get back up, get up. And then we help you ride again, keep going. And then you may fall again, help you get back up, you get better at it. Before you know it, you keep going. The expectation is that you're going to fall when you're learning how to ride a bike. So imagine going through life. Like, the times you don't make certain mistakes, you go through certain things you've never been through before, and you're a human being. You got this, fleshly nature where you kind of want to do things that you shouldn't. Everybody do. Even me, everybody, I don't care who it is, everybody, pastors, they had the same thing. Jesus had he had that same temptation. The Bible said he had the same temptation everybody else had. But my point is, like, everybody has that side that they, that wants to do the other thing. So, like, it's challenging, is my point. But he can still help you through it. And so don't think like you ain't worthy of use, you incapable, like he can't do nothing with you. You wrong, and you ain't God. So you can't say, who are you to say God can't do something with something he created anyway? How you gonna tell me what you can do? I made you. In your mother's womb, I knew you since before you was in your mother's womb. Because you were in him. So like, marinate on that. Marinate on that. All is always well. You think of a flower, people, you hear this kind of stuff all the time, but like really, you think of a plant or something in a seed form, most time, you can't tell when before it starts blooming, you can't tell what progress is happening underground. Because it's still a seed, a lot of stuff is still happening. And it finally starts to bloom. And bloom and bloom and bloom. And the thing is, you know, I'm mentioning that because it's like you go through, you have the way you look at your life compared to how God look at your life. So just know that there's seeds planted there. And it's like, okay, God, if so, where? And help me to live the life you want me to live, because it's like his plans for you is way better than your plans for you. He do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or imagine. So, you know, I always like to think bigger and bigger, because I'm like, okay, if I think bigger, he got to do more than that, or he can do more. So I gotta challenge yourself to think bigger. I'm telling you, God can do it. I just want to talk about that for a little quick second. Think about his goodness for real, and he can, like, he's good in your life. He's good in you. Let him be good in you. Don't just settle for just seeing it in other people's life. No, I want to partake in that too, Lord. I want to have the same thing. But get rid of your lack of understanding of why certain things haven't happened or aren't happening the way you thought they should, or what people said was supposed to happen. And you're like, God, they said this, you said that, your words say this, but this ain't happening. It's all right to have questions. Ask him it and then let him answer you. Don't just decide because you don't get it. Just forget about it then, because it don't make sense or it's not right, because you try and make sense of it and think, okay, yep, nope, if that's not, that means that this, no, that's the enemy in your mind. The enemy will tell you that. If this ain't happening, or if God was really this, or this, why ain't this happening, or look, see, this ain't happening, look, this is the real truth, and get you way off in left field thinking something crazy because you didn't have understanding. So get understanding. It's all right to ask him, Lord, help me and get me in position to where I want to know the truth. If what you're saying is true, which I want to partake in that. I need to see. Help me. He's no respecter of persons. We hear that stuff, but like, meaning he want to do it for you too. Whether you feel like it or not, your feelings don't even matter. It's just the truth. That's how truth works. Truth is what it is. Whether you agree or not, it just is what it is. He loves you. He wanted to be good inside you. So I'm telling you, y'all can walk in good. You can walk and live in that. Experience his goodness. And just seek him, because I'm experiencing it and knowing more about it now than I ever had. I had learned about it and I knew, oh, God is good. Yeah, I know. We know this because we hear it and we see him doing good things, and we know he's the creator of all things, and we know he's good. But now I'm experiencing it different, where it's like, no, son, I'm really good. Like the stuff you count that you saying you do this, you do that wrong and all that, I still love you and I still want to use you. Matter of fact, even more now, because I'm going to use those things that you think is so bad. Use you still in that and show you my grace and my mercy. Because it's going to help somebody else who have the same thoughts you having, or maybe feel like they worse off. I got everybody. I got you. All sin is sin, and I sent my son to cleanse you of that. He took care of that already. You just got to receive it, and now you can walk in it. So if I receive that same thing, all you got to do is just simply ask him to reveal that to you, give you revelation, the spirit of revelation, understanding, wisdom. So now you can experience that. I do a particular thing where you got to be so robotic and like, so I was like that, and he's still helping me. I'm way better off than I was. And I can say that honestly, like Paul said, I boast in my weaknesses, because in that is where you made strong. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't got no kind of mistakes or questions or thoughts and wonders and things that I want to work on. Nah, everybody do. Everybody do, and that's cool. He's here. He got me. He teaching me just like he teaching everybody else. Those who want to be taught, those who are listening. So again, ask him. Revelation, wisdom, the spirit of revelation, the spirit of wisdom. And I would say knowledge, insight, but let that revelation and wisdom come with that knowledge and insight so you can know what to do with that and know what it means, Y'all, I'm telling you, God, you can't stop God's goodness. Like he on a whole other level, and he's showing it like crazy everywhere. Things is happening. People are getting sick. People are passing on, things like that. There's a transition. All of that stuff is supposed to happen. God is it's like a chess match. God already got the enemy in checkmate. He knows exactly what's going on. That don't mean nothing's bad ever is going to happen. What are you talking about? There's still evil in the world. It's going to happen. It's got to play out. But that's okay. Let the devil do what he's going to do. Like Moses, in the story of Moses, for those of you who don't know, he had his staff, came up to Pharaoh, wanted Pharaoh to release all his people, all of Moses' people, Israel, from slavery. Moses is like, no. Pharaoh's like, no, okay. Moses had his staff, obeying what God told him. Lay your staff in front of him. His staff turned into a snake. And matter of fact, he didn't even release his staff first. Pharaoh put his down. Matter of fact, he did. He put his down, then Pharaoh had his little magicians out, we can do that too. And he had 2 or 3 other little snakes right there. My point in mentioning in his story is this is what happened. Once he did that, Moses had 1 snake. Pharaoh had 2 or 3, but Moses' snake ate the other ones. So it's like God is letting the enemy play his hand. Because I'm really about to show who I am. Everybody, all of y'all gonna know who God is. If you don't know him, right, I pray you do. Whether you do or not, you're going to find out. But hey, not in a way where I'm not saying he's gonna punish everybody, but he's gonna show he is God. And I pray everybody that watched this video receive him. Seek the truth. Be patient. Try and get understanding. Don't try and figure it out yourself. Let him show you. Let him show you. He'll send people. I pray he send laborers your way to help you with that. Give you, lead you on the right path. So y'all, be encouraged. Be blessed. Stay on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We rocking. We rocking. God moving. It's all love. I love y'all. Be encouraged. And man, let's get it. In Jesus' name, amen.